Hi, this is Regina White Favors coming to you with Rebound Relationship Special Topics. This is part of my Life Rebound and Recovery series where I explore particular trending topics and also just everyday relationship topics. Take some time to listen to this audio discussion, maybe gain some insight. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I will respond. Also, please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit the notification button if you're interested in further topics. This is Rebound Relationship Special Topics. Thank you very much for visiting the channel. So here's a common statement. If he can cheat, then so can I. The problem with that statement is that you are basically copying someone who is a cheater. So if you and then if you decide to cheat based upon your argument, then you are really no different than he is, or she is, and it's all cutting corners. So instead of sitting down and confronting the situation, a cheating situation, you decide to go on ahead and cheat. That's actually cutting corners in life. That it would have been better for you to just address the situation, say don't cheat on me anymore. Okay, he mean it, and if he doesn't mean it, let him go. Just let him go, period. And I know people say, well, that's hard, I love him. Okay, so do you love the cheating too? Because then if he's in a rhythm of cheating and you decide to cheat, you're going to create a rhythm for yourself. And some things are very hard to get out of. You might think that just because you are doing something to get back at him that it's not going to affect you. No, it can definitely affect you. And you might find yourself falling in love with someone. You might find yourself entertaining multiple partners, even though you may not have meant to do so. And then if he's cheating in one area of his life, he might be cheating in another area of his life. So then if you copy him, you're going to cheat in other areas of your life as well. It's all cutting corners. Another statement, if he can stay out all night, then so can I. And that's the couple that I just referenced, Lisa Lopez and her ex, when you're okay with not getting rest. So, much could have happened better and in a positive light with that situation had she just stayed home, or of course had he stayed home. But we're talking about the dynamic between men and women, where the woman tries to copy the male behavior. Staying out all night is going to run you down. Sure, you are at a club with your friends and things like that, but it's going to run you down. And it's going to make you even more anxious, so that when you come home, you're going to be aggressive and combative. Then, of course, you two might have sex and get back together, but the anxiety is still there. You're not going to sleep well. So it's better to get some rest and get some time to think about the situation, because if you stay home and you realize that he's gone like that, that's going to make you mad, and that's going to get you to thinking about something, and it might help you to begin saying to yourself, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to continue doing this. I'm not going to be able to continue staying in this relationship. So rest is important. Rest definitely helps you to really assess that person, assess the relationship. Here's another argument. So if he can go to the club, if he go to the club, then so can I. When you're not original. This is not an original sort of statement. That it's always true that you're going to go to the club. I was looking at Black Ink Crew Chicago, and Don's wife was, kind of mad that he was hanging out with his friends and going to the club. So she said, I'm going to get my girls and we're going to go to the club. And so they enter, and the girls and his wife go all the way over to the other side of the club, but still in view and in sight of Don, while Ryan, Henry, and Don and Four are on the other side of the club, and they're kind of talking to girls and things like that, right? Okay, that's not an original idea. So the girls came out and they're at the club with us too. Okay, so people do stuff like that all the time. The way to get back at people and the way to be different is to pursue a purpose in life. Find something that you can focus on, that raises your level um, in life. So if he can go to the club, then so can I is not an effective statement, because so he'll just keep going. He doesn't want to change the behavior of going to the club. There's something about going to the club that he likes. He doesn't always have to talk to a friend. Then you have to sort of look at yourself. Why are you preoccupied with him going to the club? Especially if you choose to go to the club. So then is there hypocrisy there? That's something that you have to think about. Argument. If he can spend time with his friends, then so can I. When you're not a priority, that's something that you have to think about as well. That the resting will help you to see where the priorities are. That he cares more about spending time with his friends than he cares about spending time with you. And if you are not a priority, that's something that you honestly got to think about, because then why are you in a relationship, especially in a marriage? And it's just this, it's a dilemma, because a lot of times we think when we create these little arguments and solutions that they are workable and will be effective, but we never get what we get. We never obtain what we actually want in the situation. So thinking about yourself as a priority is important. If he can buy new stuff, then so can I. When you are budgeting under a false premise, well, the buying of the new stuff could be different. If a person hadn't had a job in years or something like that, and then they get a job and then they buy themselves, it could honestly be that they need to buy themselves a new wardrobe. It could be something as simple as that. Um, it could be something that maybe he never really takes himself out, and he decides to take himself out. And now you're jealous that he's buying himself new stuff, and now you want to copy him and buy new stuff too, right? Sometimes don't make everything so personal. It depends on the stuff that he's buying, right? We all have sort of budgeting issues, right? But we can throw our budgets out of whack when we begin copying people. And you can probably go back into your past, when there was a person in high school or a person in your 20s, and you saw that person doing a lot of shopping, and you were sort of grieved in your heart that you wanted to do the same thing and you didn't have the money to do it. And somewhere you promised yourself in your mind that when you did get a chance to do it, you would do it. And now you are in a situation with a mate, and he's doing it, and he looks like the same person in high school, so I'm going to copy him. Now the budget is all out of whack. It's crazy now, because you are basing your argument off some sort of maybe short term situation, where maybe he didn't have a whole lot, maybe he doesn't shop a whole lot, but when he shops, it's important for him to get something. I remember a Martin episode when he wanted to buy like a new jersey, Chicago Bulls jersey with the shoes and things like that, because it came out with a style. And he and Gina were, saving for their marriage. I mean, their wedding. And so she was mad at him because he wanted to spend like, 200 some dollars on like a jersey, plus the shoes, plus the hat, things like that. Well, you got to kind of look at the situation, because she used to buy all of the Donna Karen stuff all the time, right? That stuff is not low cost. I mean, that is some expensive stuff. So if you see a person and he works hard, and all he wants is just that, Chicago Bulls jersey, all that kind of good stuff, right? With the matching hat and the Chicago Bulls shoes, it's not like he's doing that every day. It's not like he does that twice a year. It's just in that moment that he was interested in doing that. And so then when you decide that you want to go out and go do something, then it blows the entire budget. If he can play this game, then so can I. When you're playing a game for which you have not mastered. What I said at the beginning with one of my missions is that I didn't realize game. My first boyfriend, living boyfriend situation was like when I was 19, 20, and he wasn't coming home. And I didn't know. That was my first experience. And so I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know he was gaming me. But I'm all upset, scared, things like that, right? So then I decided to get back at him. Once I got my paycheck, I decided to go and stay in a motel by myself and not come home until the next day. And so then when I came back, he was all upset. He was quiet. He didn't say anything. And I walked in the house and I didn't say anything, right? But then he returned to his folly. He returned to the same thing that got me, that kept me all turned around emotionally. See, he knew the game a lot better than I knew the game. I was a newbie. He was my first. And I had not mastered the game. But he was much older and he knew. He played me like a chess game. So you can't play the same game that they have mastered. They have been doing this for a long time. I always say about men don't need sex, they need responsibility. But the more we give them sex, it's like a kid in a candy shop, and they get all the sex they want, they get all the candy they want. They're not apt to sort of pick one and invest in one. Same thing with relationships as well. So you have to look at the person you're dealing with. If he's been cheating, in every relationship, you cheating on him is not going to solve the problem. You playing his game is not going to solve the problem. You need to stay above that type of game. Okay. And then this is the last argument. So if he won't come home, then I'm not either. And that's the point I just made in terms of the last example, that you're changing your nature. When I decided not to come home, and it gave me a little bit of rest, but I was changing my nature. I was like taking vengeance. And so then if you don't learn from the situation, you'll take that same type of argument and then move it to the next relationship. Well, that relationship, once I did that, when I didn't come home that time, that made him mad because they automatically think that you've been with somebody. So the relationship turned kind of physical, and I ended up having to call my stepfather to come pick me up. So it didn't work out in the end. It didn't work out in the end that the woman who says she should have cheated, it didn't work out in the end. And so now I wouldn't dare do that today. I just understand that, and at being 45, I just don't have time for all these little tactics. It's like warfare, tactical warfare, having to deal with these partners and things like that. So I don't want to change my nature in that way. All right, so hopefully you were able to gain insight from this video discussion. Please like, subscribe, and visit. So please like the video, hit the notification bell for more discussions. I am re-uploading all of my audios, so I needed to make some changes to them. You can visit my website for more content at reginayfavors.com. If you want to send me an email, you can send an email, reginayfavors@yahoo.com. Please also purchase the book. It's going to come out in spring 2021. So I had to make changes to my book to update it, and I also updated the title. So the original title was Bait, Hook, and Switch: Confessions of a Rebound Girl, and I have updated the title to Toxic Encounters: Why People Pursue Rebound Relationships. So right now I'm still basically editing it, and I want to make it available in spring 2021. So thank you very much for visiting my channel, and I am Regina Y. Favors. Have a great day.